Hi guys, welcome back to Vicky's Transsexual Journey. Today is more of a how-to episode on legally changing your name. Just to state, as I always do, I'm not any sort of legal expert. Everything comes from either advice I was given or what has personally worked out for myself, the things that I have done. So in terms of legally changing your name, first of all, I've already spoken about how I chose my name. And so each girl goes their own way, either feminise their own name or they go an entirely different route. Personally, I wanted a complete separation from who I was before, so I not only changed my forename, I changed my surname as well. So just from a bit of personal advice there, if you are going to change your surname as well, that's something I would discuss with your parents, your family beforehand as well. Obviously, it depends how supportive your parents have been about transition. I'm very fortunate, mine are really supportive, so I sat down, told them I would be legally changing my name and that I wanted to change my surname as well, and they were very supportive of that, so I was quite fortunate. But obviously you can see how family might get upset about you changing that family name as well. Now, as far as actually changing your name goes, you need to have a deed poll. A deed poll isn't something you necessarily have to fork out a fortune to get. You can legally create your own. There are two kinds of deed poll, really, essentially, either enrolled or unenrolled. For an enrolled deed poll, that goes on public record, and there are some associations, organisations out there that would request an enrolled deed poll. If you need that, I'll put the link to the government website below. It's £36 to do. Obviously, if you just go online, go on Google, type in deed poll, it's going to come up with a ton of adverts for places that will do you one, and they will state they are either government approved, stuff like that. It's all advertising. By all means, use those services if you want, but just acknowledge that you are paying for a service, not just for the deed poll, and you're going to be paying money you don't necessarily need to fork out. In the same way, solicitors will gladly do you a deed poll. There are some that are literally charging hundreds of pounds to do this for you, for a service that should at most cost you £36. However, you don't need to pay that at all. You can create your own deed poll, and we're going to go and talk you through that in just a second. So what I'll do is I'll take a moment and I'll throw up a template just so you can have a look. This is what I used for my deed poll, and we'll go through certain basic features of it. So just take a moment now, I'll throw it up, you can pause the screen there, you can have a good look at the template there, and I've jot that down, copy it, screenshot it, see if that works for yourselves. Okay, so basically there you have a statement of your previous name and your current address, and a further statement to say that for all intents and purposes you will be now using your new name. You also need to sign this in front of two witnesses, so you get your witnesses to sign it, date it. I took the extra step of getting them to put their addresses on there as well so they can be traced. And make sure you sign your deed poll with both your old signature and your new signature. And that is the basic gist of all you need for your deed poll. Now, like I say, that will do for most associations. Personally, the place to start with that deed poll though was my bank. Now, some girls told me to start with, say, my passport, because you could use that as ID to then move on to other organisations. And yes, that is one route to go down. However, at the moment, personally, I don't need a passport. I'm not going anywhere. But what I couldn't live without was having access to my bank account. So I wanted to get the finances sorted first. Obviously, I can cope without the passport, I can cope without the driving licence. I need the finances. So I started with a phone call to my bank. I asked them what kind of deed poll they will accept. Does it have to be enrolled or does it not? Now, bearing in mind, the first person that picks up the phone when you call your bank isn't necessarily going to know the answer. So be patient. They might need to put you through to someone that does know. So my bank told me they will accept any deed poll. Now, they had a form on their website, so I can download the form, print it off, and either take it into the bank with my deed poll or post it off to them. Obviously, we're in lockdown at the moment, so I chose to post mine off. Now, they don't just want to see your deed poll as well, they want to see supporting documents. They want to see evidence that you are actually using your new name. Now, obviously, if you've just created your deed poll, evidence is hard to come by. What I would suggest is obtaining a doctor's letter that says you are now living under a new name and new gender. So that's exactly what I did. My doctor didn't even charge for that letter, so that was really quite good. I also sent off my referral to the gender identity clinic. So that was all sent off and they accept that deed poll. The next place I went to with that is HMRC. Now, when you send your deed poll off to HMRC, again, they want to see those supporting documents. They want to see that you're actually using that new name. So I sent off that with a bank statement. I sent it again with the doctor's letter, again with the GIC referral. So I've got as much evidence as possible that I am using that new name. So send it off with a nice covering letter. If you're sending it to HMRC as well, you need to include proof of your national insurance. So I put a wage slip in with mine. Again, I'll post a link below with their website, their address to send off your deed polls to. Just a little note there, HMRC are not going to change the gender on your records without them seeing a gender recognition certificate. Now, I know that a lot of girls don't bother getting the GRC because it's a bit of a faff, and most places can't ask for it. Now, HMRC are the only ones that are going to insist on it. Passport Office can't ask for it, DVLA can't ask for it, your employers can't ask for it. I could only assume it's something to do with either your tax records or your state pension. Anyway, what they are going to do though is seal your records so nobody else can see that gender in there anyway. Pair things up as well. So when you send off your deed poll to HMRC, tell your employer at the same time, so they've both got the same records. In the same way, when you send it off to DVLA, send it off to your car insurers. I'd make a list of all the places where you need to change your records, change your name. There are a few that I didn't think of, so obviously I've got to change it with my landlord, my lettings agent. One I really didn't think of was changing it with my premium bonds. That's something I entirely forgot about. But make a list of where you need to send it as well. So that's basically like how to create your own deed poll there. Like I say, so personally, start with your bank, find out what they'd accept and work out from there. So I hope that's been useful. Like I say, there are links in the description of the address to send your deed poll to for HMRC and a link to the government website on how to create a deed poll. So hopefully I've been helpful and we'll see you again. Thank you.